Hi,
Hi
how's
there.
it going?
It's good. It's
You hung
good.
in to the very end. Thank you for being our last artist. Someone
Of
always has to do it.
course. No, I enjoy. I
Yes,
enjoy getting to take
listen
in
to all
the
the
art,
other artists and
right? And actually, like Raha, I definitely resonated with a lot of your work. Thank you for yeah, being you and making cool art. But yeah,
we're gonna bring everybody at the very end. We'll bring you all back on so you guys can talk to each other again because like that community connection is one of the best parts about the event. Um, so okay, great. Let's get into your work, Marissa. Do you want to tell us a little bit about like how you got started doing what you're doing?
yeah. So I art has always been something in my life, but I was never, I wasn't too invested in it when I was young. I would always dream about being an artist, but I never had the confidence to get to it or even realize that there are simple things that are considered art and that everything you do is basically art. So when I moved to San Francisco for college, I was unsure of what I wanted to do. I had my general education in my general eds done, and I was just trying to figure out what major I wanted to do. So I wanted to make documentaries initially, and so that led me into photography, which kind of gave me the groundwork for design principles and just the
Right,
principles of
composition,
art.
which is a big
Yeah,
part of your pieces, is the composition.
definitely.
Yeah.
When I moved to San Francisco, I was back and forth between the Central Valley and living there. But I took up film and film photography, and it was fun, and it it definitely uh oh, I started Instagram in one of the years I moved back, and then I would curate them and have compositional elements of one photo go into the next. So
Oh, this
in
was your photography?
yeah,
Yeah,
so
because that's
I
something
would
you do with your paintings.
yeah, I
Yeah.
that's where I drew that from
Well, that's so
actually.
cool.
I would I would post series of 3 of each photo from different times in my camera roll, but they'd have to have some sort of theme or flow into each other in some sort of way.
Right.
And
Like just to describe that for the viewers because we can't see it. Like so like the horizon line with one of them would like line up with another linear element in the next painting or the next photo, excuse me, and so on. So it would be like they kind of flow into each other visually, even if the subjects were not necessarily related.
definitely you
Yeah.
got that
Thanks.
on point. So that I didn't have the confidence to draw or doodle or even I was just like, I want to go to school for that. But going to the Dion with my friends for the first museum visit that wasn't school related in elementary, Keith Haring was showing, and he I was just floored because it was something that I could see myself doing, his
Yeah.
style. And let me just reveal, like, I have my gems on top, but I it was just really empowering to see his work because it was simple designs, but it was really powerful. And I I ended up in a little enclave where it was neon lights, and they had a documentary showing just about his life. And I learned that he died on my birthday, and I was like, oh, that's cool, but in a weird way,
It's an interesting, yeah, like coincidence that the two like sort of go same year.
No, 5 years
Okay,
prior, but
okay. Still though, nice round number.
yeah, definitely a hand, right?
Right.
But
Yeah.
and yeah, so he's definitely given me a hand in my he has a hand in my art. Um just you, even like years later, moving back to Tracy and discovering that I could still paint and do art. Because when I was in San Francisco, that's when I took up journaling and taking my sketchbook around to and from work and school and just doodling and getting my drawing skills that way. But
And you have like your sketchbook is like such an important part of the way that you create. Just out of curiosity, how many sketchbooks like do you, because you fill one up and then you move on to another one, how many do you have?
I wish I could say that I fill them up to the brim, but there's
Well,
like, yeah, I okay, so these I have 3 graphing ones that I like shuffle through because like I'll doodle until a page is full, and but there's 3. There's other sketchbooks that are not lined that are just free form. There's gotta
okay,
at least be 12. They're
gotcha.
definitely in the closet though.
Oh, okay, but you have a ton of them. Do you
Yeah.
have you had one to show us, correct?
I do actually. I have my screen shared, and I'm going to be sharing my recent fruit series and how I planned that out
This is
because
your fruit series, which you did
yeah,
over the summer. That's very summer appropriate.
right. And I wanted to do something to celebrate Pride and summer at the same time. So I had like a time crunch. I presented a time crunch to myself, and I hadn't posted or made any art or series in a while. So it was just, and my friend Kayla, she commissioned me, and it was just perfect timing for me to get started on it. And so I start out by just basically doodling whatever. Um, and kind of giving my gears. And over those doodles, I'll like figure out
Oh my
uh,
gosh.
what I find interesting about the fruit. There's usually 1 or 2 aspects I like to focus on.
Mhm.
And so yeah, and I usually, well, with fruit, it's inherently sexy.
Yep.
Um, and it a lot of the designs just like drew themselves. uh there were some limitations, just that each fruit was like assigned its own color naturally,
Mhm.
so I had to like arrange my colors around that.
Oh yeah, because
um
usually you have like a very specific color palette.
Yeah, definitely. I usually rely on 3 or 4,
Mhm.
but for this series, I think it's close to 12, including
Okay.
black and white.
Yeah.
Sorry. But so even with like the doodles, I had to figure out how they're gonna line up cohesively. So this time around, I figured that I could like just make tiny squares and do it like that. And then
Yeah. So
with
this is
my
you're working on composition here with these.
Yeah, definitely. Since the colors, they're gonna decide, they're gonna do themselves. It's still hard with the colors. The too many colors is a little harder than less colors. But this way I was able to like mentally map out what goes into what lines are similar to what,
Right.
and I kind of like then I'll pull them down. Um I initially wanted to do 9, or yeah, 9, and it was I wasn't satisfied. I needed more. I needed more. So I decided to do 12. So that's why right here you'll see the
Oh
extra.
yes, you've got three
Kayla
fruit.
actually commissioned 6, and I was like, you know what, I'll do you better. And I did 9, and then I was like, I have to do 12. And the ideas just kept flowing.
They're so great. I think my favorites are the apple with the little worm coming out. The blueberry, these are very small, so I don't know if everybody can see them, but and then there's the blueberry, and then there's like a strawberry. Oh, there you go. Thank you. A little strawberry with eyes.
yeah,
Is
so
that a
I have
strawberry?
a few motifs that I like to
Yeah.
follow.
Can you do me a favor? Can you rotate it so that they're the whole book? Just the book, not the camera. Okay, now that, but completely flip upside down, like 180. There you go. Perfect.
Okay.
Yes. Now I think that they're right side up. Lovely.
There we go.
It's tricky to do it that way because it's like upside down and backwards, right?
Yeah. Just the little things that I had to do to make space.
Yes.
But the eyes you were saying is something that I'm gonna keep doing.
Yes.
And if it can be anthropomorphized, then I will anthropomorphize it.
Right.
There's something new though, is I added a letter, and that's to like kind of define the shape as well as give my little signature on it.
Oh, the little M.
Yeah.
Do they all have the M?
No, just the mango, because I was obsessed with mangoes when I was young.
M for mango.
Yeah, mango, man.
For Marissa the mango.
Basically.
Yeah.
Man, the pear too as well is personal to me because my maiden name, I hate that word maiden name, but my mom's last name is Perales, which is means pear orchard. So
cool.
I tend to like, now I'm starting to become more like my mom where I collect little things that are related to pears.
Gotcha.
But yeah, this one was really fun. I wish I could say that I had like a fun trip to the farmer's market and I took each fruit that I wanted and took pictures of them and ate them supplely, and I didn't have that time this summer.
It sounds like you did that in your mind though, and that's what counts, right?
Right. I'm still planning if there's still farmers markets, like every Saturday there's a plan to go. Yeah. But every Saturday something happens.
I know that feeling. I often sleep through farmers markets personally, so that's relatable. So you had like kind of like a little demo to do for us, right?
Yeah, I do have one of these fruits from this series.
Yeah, let's see.
Oh, that didn't register. Let's wait for that to go ahead and do its thing. Oh, you know what? I think I have to turn the phone back on.
Oh, phone fell asleep? Yeah. That makes sense.
The Face ID, I have to
oh no. Do you have to climb onto the floor to do it? There we go. Yes. Well, that all makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the little strawberry guy.
Yeah. I'm gonna actually line it.
Okay, so yeah, you're doing the last step before the last step. The second to the last step.
Yeah, second to the last. Or I've already done the last step because no.
You've done the painting.
Last step is untaping, and then I've already lined the black line. That's
okay.
I did the border already. Is what I was trying to remember. There might be. Well, you'll get to see it. Let's see.
Just go for it. So what you're doing now is you're going back over your original line work to make the Sharpie lines pop again.
Definitely, and correct any overages of the color.
Right. This is very detailed work. And what size is this piece we're looking at? Is this like a 5x5?
This is a 5x5.
Yeah.
And I will be putting this up on my Etsy shop. The other fruit that I have available are on my Etsy shop.
Nice.
But since I have to complete this one, this will be a fun little token.
Yeah.
All right. I don't know where this other eye is going to go, but.
Oh, it got lost in the paint?
Yeah. Let's just hope this works out.
Well, you're the artist. I trust you.
Okay. Eyes are too close together, but that's okay.
I think it looks really cute.
Thank you. And then now I'm going to let that dry for like 3 seconds.
Okay, sure.
Just so I don't
He's adorable. And then you do the untaping. So tell us about this border that you do, the black and white border.
This is a way for me to define my own canvas. um, to kind of claim what's mine. But also it's just so it's kind of an economic move to where I don't have to go out and buy a frame for each canvas.
Right.
But I also really like the way it looks.
It's convenient when those two things come together, right? Where you're like, yes, this
Yeah,
is economically savvy, but also it is totally, you
it
know,
totally works
looks
for
cool.
everything
Yeah.
that I do. Every single painting that I have has a border. So funny thing, I spilled coffee
Oh
and
no.
I painted over everything else,
Yes.
but the coffee seeped onto right there.
Oh no. Well,
I will paint over with
it
white
that's
off
going to be
camera.
priceless, a priceless little, like,
You guys get to
token.
see me at my I didn't know, I didn't want to be this bad, but you know, I'm letting you guys see me make a
Yeah,
mistake.
you're seeing the real, we're seeing the realness. Sometimes coffee happens,
Right.
right.
Even though
But
I
I
was,
think I think we can see from the side that's less coffee-y how like sharp that final line is when you pull it off, and the
yeah.
like kind of the reveal of the piece. Yeah.
And even the white paint, like it, that's even another satisfying factor when I do
Yeah.
go over the parts that I need to correct. Like I'm like, wow, I can't
To
believe
restore it to being pristine. Yeah.
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 But that's that
Sweet.
thing.
It's so
Um,
sweet. I love it.
this one doesn't make me happy. I have this one right here that you guys can look
Perfect. Okay. Well,
at.
whatever's going to make you happy, right? That's what's important.
Thank you. Yeah, so that is one of the things that's going in the shop. I have my shop updated, but because summer is ending and fall is officially here, um I I'm working on getting a new series uploaded.
Right. And when we were doing the interview, you referred to it casually as your abduction series, which made me
Yeah.
slightly nervous for a moment. Can you explain that title?
Yeah, I'm gonna stop the screen share.
Yeah, stop the screen share. That's fine. Yeah, you know,
Um,
these guys are
I
show us.
I've always been into UFOs and aliens, but the pandemic, I don't know. Even like when I moved to Tracy, I'm not like super happy here because I always want to get out of the house basically. But since the pandemic, like I've been getting more into and feeding my interest of UFOs and aliens and maybe a little too much, but um I've been doodling while I'm reading my UFO stories and watching my UFO videos and podcasts.
Yep.
So that's also been something that's helping me is like just nonchalantly doodling.
Right.
No pressure to just make something, just enjoy the process. So I do like flowers a lot, but this is something.
They're like,
uh,
are they flowers? Are they UFOs? Are they both?
yeah, and also like street lights as well, like that
Yeah, they do
kind
have the
of.
street light vibe. Well, you know how often a street light turns into a UFO. I mean, that's something that happens. So
I don't know, I think maybe in my mind's eye something.
just visually speaking. Well, and they got that beam that comes down from them. It's very
Exactly.
UFO-y.
This has to be like maybe the third like UFO uh themed painting that I've done,
Right.
because but this is part of its own series. Each of my UFO series, or the other UFO that I'm thinking of, has its own series as well, and it's about not abduction because this one's a little bit more dark,
Yeah.
but also like it leads into this, which is like energy being not sucked up, but like it's being given off, but
Right.
it's going up. They're wanting it.
Yeah.
My
Yeah, they're
paranoid self is saying they're wanting it. Uh, but it's kind of pleasant because they don't have to be malevolent.
right.
So I wanted to lighten up that portion of it, but that one goes into the middle, and it kind of leads up into this idea of a light being, which is something that like I've read about light beings, and it's a little ominous.
Wait, are you saying light being, like a person of light?
Yes, like
Okay.
being, yeah.
Being as opposed
So,
to beam, which is what I thought you were saying, but yes,
but,
being.
but
Okay.
but also like an alien as well,
Right,
an
like an alien.
extraterrestrial, but it's its own like genre of
Right. Yes.
extraterrestrial.
I like how he's a little squiggly.
Yeah. And so together, let's see how
How
I
can you do this? Because this is one of those, what we were talking about before, where you have three different pieces that all form a composition together.
yeah. So in the middle can always be its own thing. I like to have a centerpiece composition for that. But because they all lead into each other. Let's see. So this is how it would go.
Is yes, I've been texted the word triptych that we are
There you
supposed to
go.
use. Yeah.
Thank you.
Love it. That looks so cool. And then of course these are gonna have white borders. They currently have tape on them, but
Yeah, they do. I have to I
you have
gotta
a
give
lot of
them a little
untaping.
love. I have to
Yeah.
archive them
Yes.
and get them ready for show, which
Oh,
is
so
not like a
great.
huge show. It's just me pressing send.
Right. So you said some of the things that are currently in your shop. Can we just give them like a little like
Yeah,
reminder?
I have 5 by 5 inches of my fruit series,
Okay.
and I will be adding these to the shop, the ones I just shown,
Mhm.
as well as the other fall colored and essenced paintings. Those will be up by, I want to say, by the end of the weekend.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah.
but as well, I have 5 by 5, 6 by 6s, and an 8 by 8, as well as my other paintings that I exhibited last year at the Omni Open Studios event.
Mhm. Oh
November.
yeah. That's great.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much for coming on.
Of course.
And yeah, I'm just gonna finish up with a few more announcements. I gotta announce the raffle thing, and then everybody's gonna come back so we can talk while everybody goes off to the shop.
All right.
So thank you so much, Marissa. It's always so nice to have you on. Oh shoot, well, real quick, I want to boost your artist video. We did an artist video on Equalitubbies, which was one of your pieces that you did. This guy under the flower. It was based on influenced by the Teletubbies. So go to our YouTube, or that might be on Marissa's on your LinkedIn, or your not LinkedIn, Linktree. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah, on your Linktree. And you can find the artist video there and go and check that out. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Marissa.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hey, thanks for watching. For more videos like this, go to the link here. And to support us, you can join the Patreon by going to the link below.